Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And oh dear, we've got the Star card. Big revelation coming your way. Yeah, this is a card of spiritual insight. This is a card, this is an energy, this is an experience of that divine light illuminating something within you, showing you something inside of yourself that you haven't seen before, right? The answer to a question, a realization about our past or our future or our present or all of this, right? It's a very spiritual experience. It's an enlightening of our psyche, of our soul. And it's not always a pleasant thing. It's not always kind of what we were expecting to find. But what it does is it helps us to illuminate the path before us. See, the stars, that divine light's coming in from the top. It's going out through the bottom, okay? And so we are receiving the light, we're being illumined within us, and that in turn is then being spread out on the road before us, that we're seeing the stars lighting the pathway in the darkness for us. We can see where we're going, okay? And I think that is kind of your energy right now. I feel like that's kind of what's going on with you. I feel like you have a strong connection with Spirit. I feel like you really truly honor the divine in everything. Yeah, I really feel that. I feel like you've had a lot of experiences that kind of reinforce that attitude in you. You know, you've talked to Spirit, Spirit's talked back. Yeah, I feel like you're very keen about seeing synchronicities. And I feel that, I kind of feel that you're asking for illumination. Yeah, that you have something going on in your life right now for which you do need this enlightening. Okay? And you understand that in order for you to light the pathway forward, for Spirit, for the star to show you the path forward, you have to receive the inner illumination, right? That there's something in you that needs to be recognized in order for you to see the way forward. Okay? And I wonder what that's going to be. Let's do a couple more cards. Our next card is Prince of Cups. Okay. There could be a Scorpio person in your life. Okay. I feel that there is a contemporary male energy somewhere. It doesn't have to be a water sign. They don't have to be a Scorpio. And I feel like that might be a partner. It might be a friend, a family member, somebody that you're kind of involved with in a way that suggests that this path is going to affect them in some way. That they're a part of it in some fashion, okay? But I feel that this is part of that inner illumination, okay? This is fixed water energy. This is maybe us being stuck in a certain feeling or desire or expectation, and we need a little bit more fluidity, right? We're kind of stuck. If this is maybe we're holding on to a feeling, maybe holding on to a grudge or a resentment, we're identified with something, either a desire or a wish or a dream or a feeling. And we're not so willing to move from that, okay? So I think that's part of this inner illumination. We're kind of going to get a realization about where we're stuck emotionally, either in terms of a feeling or a desire or a wish or an expectation or something like this, right? We could be talking about the expression of love too. the expression of our feelings and desires, right? How we kind of are communicating our emotions, right? Water and air, or I'm sorry, yeah, well, air and water, I guess I should say in this card. So it could be about how we are expressing our emotions, right? And are we stuck in some sort of mode or some sort of energy or a vibe here? Yeah. And maybe that's something that we need to realize so that we can release that, we can get the water moving again, and we'll see the path before us. Okay? Let's do another card at the bottom here. 4. Yeah, see, fixed energy. This is a very solid state, right? But it's a card too, the 4 of Pentacles. It's a card that says we know things need to change. So I do feel like you're kind of waiting for something. I feel like there is... I feel like we are kind of asking the universe, hey, why have things stopped moving, right? And I think Spirit is illuminating something with you and saying this because something in you has stopped moving. That's why your progress or your path or your destiny here has kind of stopped moving or stopped going in the direction that there's a reason why you're asking the question now. The 4 of Pentacles is also a pretty stable foundation, so I feel like you've been doing everything right. You might be in kind of a natural resting place right now. It could be this is you're on a hike or you're on a mountain climb, right? You're on some sort of expedition, and it's just like you come to a nice clearing. It's relatively flat. There's a nice stream nearby. You think this is a pretty good place to camp. You know, we're just when we find it, we're just gonna stay there for the night, you know, because it kind of feels like I'm not gonna find a better place than this for now. At least, not till tomorrow, a few miles down the road or something. So this seems like it was kind of a natural place for things to rest. Yeah. But we know that this is a temporary resting place. So to me, you know that there's still more to do. There's still more movement that needs to happen. And so it could be that you're wondering why things have stopped. Well, it could just be this is a natural pause in things. This is just a natural rest, a vista point kind of, right? Just a good place to hang out for the time being. I feel that there is something related to the material world here with the Pentacles, either financial or physical or something to do with a home or with a relocation. Something to do with a project that you're involved with, that you're kind of in the middle of, and things have slowed down and kind of come to a little bit of a stop. It's like, well, things are still happening, things are still working out, but why am I not seeing the progress? But you're somebody, I think, that really has, you've got some security in your life already. And I feel that you're working on opening some of your doors and windows. Yeah, because sometimes this project, this thing that you're doing, sometimes this can really consume all your energy, right? Consume all your focus, to where I feel like we're kind of, we feel a little bit shut in. Yeah, sometimes we need to open the doors and windows. We need to let some fresh air in and out. We need to invite some people over, maybe literally, but metaphorically, right? We need to be kind of open to clearing out some stagnant energy. And I even wonder if this is a good time for you to just kind of clean house in a way, Like if we're here, we're in this little bit of a pause, a little bit of a break between the intense activity. What can you do to just kind of straighten up a bit? There are other little things you can work on. Maybe I can finally get around to fixing the gutters and that sort of thing. Find a way to keep busy, but find a way to keep things fresh, to keep the air flowing, and maybe to get some of this water flowing, right? Do some things that you might enjoy. This is it's kind of like you're on this expedition and, you can't climb today, so we're just at camp. We're just at this little base camp, right? And we can't climb the mountain today, so what can you do? Well, maybe you're going to go out and take some pictures or something, right? Maybe you're going to draw, maybe you're going to paint, or maybe this is a good time to read the book, So I feel like there is a need for there's tension. The 4 is a box, right? And we need some movement. And I think between this card and this card, there's something that we're kind of stuck in or something that we're holding on to, and that we need that release of tension. Now, what is the going on back here? We see the Moon card. The Moon card, major arcana energy. This is in your past position. I feel like this was, for you, this was that period of time in the past where you couldn't really see where you were going. I think that there was some uncertainty. Okay, and I feel like this is the card that says you've made it through the worst. You've made it through a really kind of dark, dangerous wilderness, right? So maybe this is a resting point, and maybe this is a good point to kind of set up camp for the night. Okay, you've just been through, I think, a very challenging, very trying period. You've been through a situation for maybe an extended period of time where you didn't know what the outcome was going to be. You weren't certain if this was going to work out. But it did. You're here. We have this stability right now in life. And it could be that you're still holding on to the same kind of emotional or spiritual state of being that you had back here, right? And now it's almost as if Spirit is saying you need a different kind of energy now for this next phase. Let's say we are in, it's kind of like different terrain is going to require a different attitude. If you're in a dark wilderness, you're going to need a certain set of skills, a certain kind of attitude, a certain perspective. But then if you're in the desert, you're going to need a different set of skills, a different perspective, a different attitude, right? But I feel like we are still fixed in that moon energy. We're still approaching things as if we are still in that dark, uncertain, kind of nightmare, dark night, wilderness energy. Right? And so maybe this is that period of time where we do have to rest and we have to allow that change to take place where we can process everything that we've just endured, everything that you just kind of accomplished or struggled through. And then let our energy, let our emotional, creative, spiritual energy shift into the new phase of the path. But let's see. Yeah, we see now we've got the sunlight. Now we've got that illumination. And what is the sun but a star, right? Your very own star. I don't know if you knew that. The sun is a star, right? So when we see the star card, sometimes I like to say that this is you looking at your dream, looking at your goal, looking at that finish line and thinking, it's still so far away. I mean, it's a star. It's way out there. Not very close, right? And so we think, God, my attainment is still so far away. And I don't understand why. Why have things slowed down, right? But then we see the sun card up here. And the sun now is you realizing that your accomplishment, your will, your goal is really not as far away as you thought. Now it's, whoa, it's like, up close and personal. Got to put the sunglasses on, right? And so this to me is the realization that that your progress is proceeding exactly how it should. And that your goal, your dream, your manifestation is a lot closer than you thought. Now this is that sunlight that's really right here. We feel it, and it is really illuminating everything. And so I think with this card, you're really seeing all this light is shining down. So really it's about clarity, right? I think this has to do with your fate. And I think this is really encouraging a certain internal change to prepare for what's coming next. And what is coming next? More work, more building. Now we've got a Prince of Pentacles. So we have two princes, okay? We could have these two contemporary people. Again, it feels like a partnership of some kind, okay? Maybe there's a twin energy here somewhere, could be. I'm kind of getting the impression that, I don't know, if maybe someone is a twin or you're a twin or somebody has had twins, something like that. But there is... And I also feel that you take more baths than showers, right? Or, no, I got that backwards. That you take showers, but now you are taking baths. That you've started to take, and to me it feels like really just kind of learning how to relax a little bit. And we think of a shower, we think of the moving water, right? It's washing us clean, but showers, quick, right? Baths are a little bit more, luxurious, a little bit more leisurely. Yeah. And so I feel like that is a little bit of the shift of energy now, where we don't have to be so on guard and head on a swivel looking over our shoulder all the time with this, like we did in that period of time of the moon. Okay. Now we're kind of in the period of time of the sun. It's daytime now. I can see everything. I can relax a little bit. I can heal, I can rest, I can regain my force, my power. I could take a hot bath, take a bubble bath, you know? I do feel like you're experiencing some muscle pain or some muscle fatigue. I even feel kind of the back of the head, the back of the neck, kind of sore, right? I feel kind of like a tension back there. Anyway, the Prince of Pentacles in the future position here, this is you getting back to building, right? This is fixed earth energy. So now we're kind of, in a way, it's showing us that, yeah, we are fixed in this earth energy. We've achieved something here that is a new baseline, right? That you have ascended to a particular level. And I think what's going on right now is we're stabilizing that level. We're consolidating everything, and we're really letting it crystallize before we keep going. And so this is that new baseline from which you're never going to dip below. Okay? But the future is the builder. The future is the Prince of Pentacles, and this is now fixed in this kind of productive energy, fixed in the steady work, that the illumination has happened, that we've had the clarity of the sun card, that the star has illumined us internally and illumined our path, that we've moved the water now, and now it's just a matter of sticking to the path. Now we know what the work is. See, this is now more progress, and it's fixed earth energy, so it's kind of like this big fated change finally happens, and now we know what to do. We've got our plans, we've got our instructions, and it's just a matter of steadily moving forward again, right? Or steadily climbing upward, let's say. So let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This will be the factor infinite and unknown, okay? And it's going to go right here. Jimbo, the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, will be right there on top, looking out for that card for us. If you have a prediction for that, put it in the comments below. And now we're going to go to the Path of the Serpent, a few more cards. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It helps out the channel. I appreciate it. All right, I love you. Leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. All right. General energy now. Princess of Cups. See, now we had this fixed water energy. So it's it may have to do with the way we're communicating, the way we're talking to people, the attitude that we have toward the external world now, basically, right? And we said that's something that has to shift, because we're still looking at things like we're in the moon phase, but we're not anymore. So since we're out of this leg of the journey and we're in this new phase, we're at this kind of base camp now, we have to allow our energy internally to shift and have this we have to gear up now for the next phase of the building of this thing. But the Princess of Cups here is earth and water. So really it's a combination of these two. It's saying that your new perspective or your new attitude or this kind of renewal of feelings, the movement of the water is now manifesting in this activity. So really this is you building the dream. If this is the dream and this is you building it, right? You're building the dream here. And I feel like the Princess of Cups, this is also the fish in the percolator card. So this is a reminder that there are a lot of synchronicities with you. You do have this intense connection with the divine energy. You see a lot of omens in your life, right? I think even when you were a kid, you had an encounter with an angel, right? Or something like that. There was something that appeared to you, an entity, a spirit, a divine light or something that communicated something to you. And I feel like that event for you, and maybe it was a long, long time ago, I don't know. But I feel like that maybe has formed the foundation of your spiritual life. Yeah. It's something that you have never forgotten and you will never forget. And I think this is a reminder that we have to return to that state and we have to allow that that energy to be in our life still, and that we have to trust in that. Let's see what the environment card is. Two of Pentacles, change. Big fated change. Now, this is, I think, that internal change. We're changing our energy a little bit, our water energy. We have to realize that we've been holding on to something, identifying with something, stuck in some mode, and we're allowing that to change and allowing it to flow. I think also, since this is in the environment, this is the big transition from this moon phase to this solar phase for you, from lunar to solar. And that's what I feel here, that we're going from perhaps the nighttime energy, the moon, to the daytime energy, the sun. Yeah. So there is a big change that's going on in your environment, and it feels like this is that point of the journey where you're traveling, you get to a way station. And from this way station now we're going to go off that way. It's like we've reached the waypoint, we've reached like a space station. You know, that's just kind of it's just one, you're going to stay a night or two here, and then you're going to shoot off to, you know, your destination or to the next way station. You know what I mean? Kind of like, you know, it's the truck stop in a way. So I feel like this is a big change in the external path is requiring our internal change too, to kind of, you know, to be prepared, to be geared up for with the right energy for this path. Okay. 3. Look at that. 3 of Cups. I feel like someone in your family was a palm reader, right? Or there was a someone in your family was a psychic, because I feel like you grew up in kind of a very very spiritual household. Not religious necessarily, but very spiritual. Psychic, a medium, a channel or something, or a palm reader, maybe a tarot card reader, something like that, right? We've got the 3 of Cups in the position of kind of the obstacle, the difficulty. Yeah. And this is Mercury in Cancer. And I think that's the difficulty for you, is to really, well, I think for one, the difficulty for you is remembering the self-care, focusing on the self-care. The difficulty for you is going from quick showers, to taking a long bath. You know, it's difficult for you to make that transition from this kind of, you know, with the moon card, we're kind of on edge. Our senses are heightened, right? The autonomic nervous system, I think it's the sympathetic nervous system is activated, right? And we're hearing everything, and we're ready for everything, and our eyes, our pupils are dilated because we're perceiving every little movement in the darkness here. And in a way, this kind of looks like a pair of eyes, right? And one's very dilated, one is very constricted. And I feel like our pupils get very wide because we're trying to take in all of the light we can, because it's dark out here. We're in the wilderness, and we're ready for any kind of danger. We're alert. And so, you know, we don't have time to just kind of put our headphones on, listen to music, and just bliss out, relax, read a book. You know, you may be trying to read a book, but we have this kind of, you know, this adrenaline stuff going, you know. But then during the day, we don't need our pupils to be wide, right? They can constrict a little bit. We don't need to let in so much light, because there's already, it's a different energy. Okay, so the 3 of Cups is rather difficult for us to kind of shift. And it takes a moment, and I think that's why we're here in this kind of in-between time right now, because it's allowing your sympathetic nervous system to calm down and the parasympathetic to take over. I think I have that right. I don't know. Any physiologists, let me know if I'm wrong here. I was an EMT for a short period of time, but I forgot most of what I learned. That seems to be the difficulty, right? This card's also saying that we need to focus on the people around us, the intimate relationships. Yeah. And I do think that there is an intimate relationship for you that you need to focus on. And maybe that's kind of part of, now we're out of this intense period of activity. We're in this in-between state. Let's relax. Let's take the bubble bath. Let's read the book. Let's focus on our intimate relationships. And that's going to prepare us for what's coming next. Okay, let's see what the next card is. Also, I'm sensing something about some turquoise jewelry for you. I don't know if it's a belt. There's a lot of silver and turquoise. I don't know what that is. Yeah. I don't know if that's something significant or if that is related to anything special for you. Yeah. Final card, outcome card. That's 6 of Wands, victory. Right? Jupiter in Leo. This very expansive confidence. It is really this. It is this growth, this stature. I feel like you're just kind of growing in size. I feel like your experience, your world is just expanding. So like it really is, this is the success, right? And this might be the last leg of the journey where now we have to prepare. We have to get into this solar. We have to let our pupils constrict and the parasympathetic nervous system to take over. We have to make this change because maybe you're on the home stretch. Maybe you're so closer than you think to victory. And this is the last camp before we get to this really, really, really big win, okay? And this is that big, big fated change. It's finally happening. And we've got to prepare ourselves internally, emotionally, spiritually to go and make that final push toward victory. Let's look at this mystery card. I do feel like there's something going on with a house for you, and I feel like somebody in your family passed due to a brain thing, right? Brain or nervous system, something like that, right? Because I keep seeing that kind of, the whole spaghetti monster thing with the brain and the nervous system. I keep seeing that, and I feel like there's some connection for you. And I don't know if maybe you have some kind of expertise in neurology or, brain science, but I feel like there's a connection there. I feel like, I don't know what that is. Mystery card. Well, maybe the art or temperance card, right? It'll be your power card. It'll show us that balance. It'll show us even us transitioning, let's say maybe from what we have from black to white, from night to day, from moon to sun, from water to fire even. Those could be. Let's see. Judgment. Rebirth, reawakening, the baptism by fire. This is the doorway to the future. Okay? And it could be that you are gearing up now for this final push through this door. This is, I think this is the wake-up call. I think that this is, I say that the Wheel of Fortune is Spirit's wristwatch, right? The spiritual timepiece. If the Wheel of Fortune is the wristwatch, the Judgment card is the alarm clock. Okay? And so I feel like this is that alarm clock. And I'm conflicted here because I kind of feel like when we get this card, it puts us back into this sympathetic nervous system, this very heightened energy, this very alert and aware, dilated pupils and blood pressure goes up and all this kind of stuff. But I kind of feel like this is what we're preparing for now, that this is maybe that final door that we have to go through. Okay? It could be that this is what you feel, this sense of urgency. You feel like, that feeling you get when the alarm clock goes off when you're sleeping, and it's just like this adrenaline. It's just this kind of, for me anyway, it's like panic. I kind of feel like this is the energy that you have right now. And maybe we have to maybe not snooze the alarm clock, but realize that, okay, we've gone through we've gone through the night. Maybe maybe this is just the wake up call for you right now that says, hey, it's daytime now. That now it's a different kind of energy that's needed for you. So this is always a transition from one state to another. Okay, this is that doorway. I feel like this is also the doorway to that home stretch. This is like the final door in front of you that as soon as you're ready, you're going to open the door and you're going to walk through. It's going to be a long hallway to your finish line, to your prize, to your reward, to whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Okay? And sometimes when we know the alarm clock is going to ring in a few hours, it's very difficult to relax, right? And I think that's kind of the problem here, is that we know that there is more to the path here. And so, it's hard for us to kind of relax, because then we're going to be startled out of our sleep by the alarm clock, by when it's time to kind of get moving again. So there's a lot going on here with you, and I feel like you're in this state of readiness. We also have to allow ourselves to transition out of whatever this fixed feeling is. And maybe it's this fixed feeling of anticipation, because remember, it all goes back to the Prince of Cups. Could be a fixed feeling of anticipation. This could be reflecting our interactions, our attitude toward other people, toward that intimate person, right? A lot going on here. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there should be a link in the corner. There's one down below. New readings for Sagittarius every Wednesday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Also, please do not give your money to anybody on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or any of these other things, WhatsApp. I don't even know really what that is. It's not me, okay? My personal readings are closed right now. If they open up, or if I have anything to sell or anything to announce or anything to offer, you'll hear it here on YouTube from me, either in these videos or on the community page, probably both places. But I'm not out there soliciting Facebook, readings. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram or TikTok or anything. I'm here. Excuse me. I'm here. YouTube is the place to get the info for Dove and Serpent Tarot, and from me personally. So please don't give anyone your hard-earned money. Okay. I care about you. I don't want to see you get scammed. There are a lot of scammers out there. All right. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.